as we listen and observe the national anthem of Australia.
Luck to both teams. Are there any New South Wales supporters here at Casey Stadium today? How about it, folks? Any Victoria supporters here in the grandstand? I thought so.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you're watching this broadcast right around the world, a very warm welcome to Casey Stadium here in Victoria. And we are about to watch one hell of a match between Victoria Blue and the New South Wales Metro Blues in the 17 and under girls grand final of the 2019 Indoor Cricket National Championships. My name is Gary Lowe, and sitting next to me is my good friend and colleague Chris Griffin. Griffo, how are you, good sir?
Good to see you, mate. Good to be here on Grand Final Day with a bit of atmosphere.
Oh, mate, how brilliant is it? It's a very healthy crowd over to our left. And Victoria, you know, who knows how many runs a Victorian home ground might have. There's already been 2 finals played out today that Victoria have got the bickies on, so let's see if they can make it 3 from 3. You may have the team list available?
Yep, for taking the court for Victoria Blue, captained by Kat Jomini. It'll be Acacia Davis, Jade Anthony, Briley Barker, Erin Carroll, Hayley Ferris, Hayley Landy and Maddie White. And for the New South Wales Metro Blues, Captain Kristen McCormack, Jade Errington, Sarah Turner, Emily Lawler, Olivia Fanning, Ebony Hancock, Alexandra Bull and Angelina Genford.
Well, just in time to watch the first ball go down range, and down range it goes and crushed into the 2 net.
And Victoria Blue leading with their star wicket taker who's led the charts for them during the week, Erin Carroll. We'll see if she's able to produce a wicket early for the Victorians.
That one going down leg side and adjudged by umpire Craig DeCast. Congratulations to umpire DeCast on his appointment. He's had a wonderful tournament and thoroughly deserves to be adjudicating in this grand final. We wish him all the very best. Left arm over the wicket. That one's staying down a little bit and perhaps a slight leading edge. Chris Griffin, as that one runs into the back net.
That's the kind of things you've got to get right in the grand final. They've a bit of a leading edge. Always a little bit of luck helps, and going up against an undefeated Victorian side, that's what you need.
Again, leg side. They can be killers. So looking at a couple of previous games that have been played thus far, where Victoria have got up and won the 14 and under girls, Victoria Blue defeated New South Wales Metro. And in the 15 and under boys, in an absolute nail biter. If you missed it, well, rewatch it again at the Cricket Australia Indoor Facebook page. Sorry. Victoria Blue getting home against Queensland, and of course here Victoria Blue taking on New South Wales Metro. So we're going 3 for 3 for Victoria. We'll walk past Hall of Fame inductee Ross Gregory, and he said 2 down, 2 to go. So he's not celebrating the wins just yet. He wants 4 from 4 today, does Ross. You might be able to see him at the top left of your screen when we go back to the usual picture. There he is. Not right at the top of the screen. He's the second man from the top with the stripe of white on his pants. So it'll be Matty White for Victoria to continue. Starting off the second over. Targeting the legs a lot today.
And this is a solid start for New South Metro. This is exactly what they wanted. Keeping wickets in hand is going to be the key. Indoor cricket's a momentum sport, and they've got to make sure the momentum stays with them.
That it is, taking 8 wickets in the campaign and just coming off the fingers. Looks like that's Briley Barker down there. And it is. Well, she's been very strong today, early doors. Sarah Turner.
And that's a bit of a trademark for this New South Wales Metro Blues side. Very heavy hitters all through the order and good contact, great shot.
Well, some of the Victorians thought that might have been a wicket, but no, hitting the back leg and scampering away. 17 and under girls division. Not featuring a Queensland side in the grand final. Semi-important point is the last 2 years have gone the way of those in maroon. So no matter what happens, pardon me, there will be a new champion this year. Will it be Victoria? Will it be New South Wales? Well, we'll find out in about an hour and 15 minutes as, again, that's 2 scored. So building quite nicely here as New South Wales move to 22 runs, Chris Griffin.
Yeah, it's not a lack of effort here for Victoria. They seem a little bit nervous, a little bit jittery. Some good bowling, but just inconsistent line and length. You can kind of see how much they want it, and they're jumping about, but they need to stay calm and focused. Just take a breath.
Yeah, no doubt a bit of expectation placed upon this Victorian side. They'll know that they'll be playing in front of a very loud and proud home crowd. I didn't even mean for all that to rhyme. It just fell into place. That worked out pretty well. Will there be an appeal? Oh, would have been interesting. The umpire sets it off the leg.
And a little bit of support on the live stream for Acacia Davis as she takes the ball here in the third over.
Hit straight, fielded well. Perhaps a slight fumble by Erin Carroll there at the offside sweep position, but still saving valuable runs. Doing a bit of tidying up, some cleaning. Here's Acacia Davis.
As a centre owner's got to be happy with that.
Yeah, beautiful. No need to vacuum the courts tomorrow.
This is an exceptional start here for New South Wales Metro. As I said, I don't think Victoria Blue's doing much wrong. A little bit errant with the line and length, but just some good solid contact and making it very difficult for those up-close fielders.
And of course, well, not of course, you may not know, that's why we're bringing it to your attention, but Victoria Blue undefeated thus far, 9 from 9 in the round robin stages.
And the 2 previous matchups between these sides, Victoria won 121 to 73. See a bit of a run-out chance. Very close call, good dive. Just going back to my original point, Victoria 121 to 73 in their first matchup, and much closer in the second game, 105 to 100. So hopefully we'll see something along the lines of that.
Good fielding, good call, good cricket, overcalled. New South Wales Metro, well, the lids have opened and the greyhound's off.
Yeah, that was a good solid shot. It's always a little bit risky running straight down the pitch, too much contact, good call, but had that got a deflection, there could have been some runs.
Well, the DJ fires up here, and Chris Griffin having a bit of a bop and move and a groove over to my left. It will be Briley Barker sporting some pretty cool Nike shoes.
That was a good delivery. Leg stump Yorker, and that brings up third ball. And the first third ball chance for Victoria, this will be one they definitely want to take.
Yeah, certainly not wrong there. 29 New South Wales the total. They'd be very keen to take a wicket here, Victoria. Barker comes down. It's a perfect delivery. That's really where you want him. A bit foolish, a bit wide. And just not being able to be gloved there by the Victorians, so a chance gone begging.
Always a good tactic to get that ball moving outside off. Just give your keeper a chance to make a play with the confusion of the runners presented by third ball opportunities.
So New South Wales by the way of Angelina Genford.
And this is a great start for New South Wales Metro, as we said, but they've still got a lot of runs in attack. Jade Errington, who's to come in, that she's at their leading run scorer, and we noted in the previous live streams, Kristen McCormack more than capable of finding the back net.
Well, mix up, but no damage done. The New South Wales next batting partnership. They're ready to come in, they're ready to go. It'll be interesting to see the injury that Kristen McCormack that she sustained in a previous game. Chris?
Yeah, she was struggling at the back net. She did have an injury, saw her out the rest of the game. We'll see how she's recovered and what she can do to lead her team. One ball remaining in this pair. Almost the perfect start here from New South Wales Metro, and they want to seal that by ensuring they don't lose a wicket. No, that is solid contact, side back four. That is how you want to finish.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to go, and Chris Griffin will be departing the commentary box, but don't worry, folks. I assure you, he'll be back. We don't want you sending in your letters. We don't want you messaging us on Facebook. Chris Griffin will be returning. I absolutely guarantee you and promise you that, but he has been replaced by someone who is just moving up the ranks in the indoor cricket world at a very fast rate of knots. It is Adele Wood. How are you, young lady?
I'm good, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing exceptionally well, and grand final day here at Casey Stadium. Why wouldn't you be excited? A big crowd and a very close game. Can you provide some insight to our viewers what you've been up to this week?
So I've had the pleasure of managing our 17 girls for Queensland, who were unlucky to lose last night in a knockout final, but that is cricket, as they say. So yeah, that's been my week, and trying to fit in a little bit of adulting with work as well. So this should be an absolute cracker. There's girls on both teams I like, and Vics have been on form all week, so we'll see what happens here.
Jade Anthony starting off the 5th over. Ball comes down, just rolling the fingers on the ball, and it will cut a little bit more on this new surface here at Casey Stadium. And that game that Miss Wood to my left was discussing was Queensland going down 83 to 105 to New South Wales Metro last night. Talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Very rare not to see a Queensland side here. Chance, the umpire says not out. Del, you reckon a bit of wood in that one?
But I'm 100 k's away.
Said, eh? Del, a bit of wood in that. Oh,
Gary, you're on fire.
Where's
again.
the pun bell?
Where's the bing, bing,
yeah,
bing.
what a cracker.
Yeah, well, that's going a bit far.
Yeah, no, you're probably right there. Chance it.
Chance.
Yeah, not given out, and nor should she, because she made well her ground. Emily Lawler there at the striker's end. Correction, non-striker's end. Olivia Fanning, of course, about to face this delivery. So still searching for their first wicket. And tell me, you've been here all week and experienced the facilities. What do you think of Casey Stadium?
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. Having been involved with Masters and Juniors and Opens now for the last few years, this is probably one of the best stadiums that we've been able to play a tournament at. There's plenty of room for parents, parking's fabulous, and warm-up areas like all the basketball courts and everything else that we've got access to. It's absolutely world-class. It's really good. It's just a little bit fresh.
It is a little bit fresh. There's no doubt about that. And
well fielded here. There's a chance.
The YMCA that managed this facility on behalf of Casey City, unfortunately, not too much they can do about the weather.
No, well, this morning when we got up, it said it was 8 degrees and it felt like 1. So our poor assistant coach, Danielle, who's from Townsville, was struggling a little bit to get outside.
I bet. It is currently 8 degrees here.
Beautiful and warm.
Humidity 79% with wind of 26 kilometres an hour.
You are like the Google, Gary
I
Lowe.
feel like I'm a pilot.
Wonderful conditions as we're here.
As we're about to land here in Melbourne.
Chance. Oh.
Well, they need to start taking wickets here, Victoria. And you would be able to provide a little bit of insight. Very strong, this Victorian outfit. In fact, not dropping a game during the round robins, 9 from 9.
No, they were very consistent this week and deserved to be in the final. And New South Wales probably have done the right thing like they did last year. Their momentum coming into the back end of the week, like we gave them a bit of a touch-up in the first round, but they didn't have Sarah Turner and a couple other key players playing that game, so it can make a bit of a difference with these girls. So this one's going to be close, I think, Gary.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And that touch-up, you weren't wrong. Queensland 89 defeated New South Wales Metro 28 in that game you were talking about, which was on Saturday afternoon. So quite some time ago when you look at where we are now at this stage of the tournament with the grand final. A lot can happen in a week of indoor cricket.
Yep, and you don't win it on the first Saturday of the tournament.
Very, very true indeed. And you've been given various appointments of late. As we see a wicket hit, Dewey. No, the ball just falling short, and they go for a risky run.
That's out.
Well, maybe Del Wood can talk us through the replay here, thanks to playcricket.com.au. Take the floor and play indoor.
Which one am I looking at, Gary?
That one right there, baby.
There we go, the one that I missed completely. Beautifully bowled here. Missed by the leg side. Second effort here, well done.
So that's
good service to the keeper. That's what you want to see. You need to get it right over the top of the barrel so they can take it. They're not stretching.
And that missed catch kind of created some confusion for New South Wales batters. They were looking pretty good, but they just threw the cat amongst the pigeons slightly there. So, yeah, you've been given a pretty important appointment.
Yeah, so I get to tour this year with the over 40s Masters team. We're heading to South Africa in October to the Masters World Series, which will be absolutely unbelievable. I'm so excited, and travelling again with my good mate Rod Jenkins, and we've just announced our appointments of our captains, which is Brenton Bryan and our vice captain Vinesh Bennett. So 2 absolute superstars. I'm beyond excited. It's unbelievable.
Well, you should be justifiably excited. It's going to be a brilliant time, and that's a serious team. And that ball. Jeez, it falls short again. I'm not too sure if it was a bump ball or if it was a catch. I don't know, and we'll never find out, I guess.
No, I didn't see. I thought it was an opportunity, but I need my glasses to see that far, so. Kat Jomini bowling now, the captain for the Vic side.
Tucked around the corner, maybe Delwood, you might be able to provide some insight, because we've got a lovely Sue Rose, the Victorian, right in front of the commentary box here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look around Sue. She's obviously wanting to give some information to her players up at the back net.
And the players do come first.
Yep, no, that's fine. Good fielding there on second up by Acacia. So yeah, no, Sue's done a great job with these girls.
Good fielding in the front court.
That is out. Direct hit from the fielder down at point. I just can't see at the moment. Sorry, Gary, but very well fielded.
Well, don't be afraid to maybe politely ask Sue Rose to shift out of your way. She'll watch the live stream now, and she's a very nice lady, but she's going to feel like a right royal Rudy to you now, because you're only a short little thing too.
I'll get her back later. I think it's actually white in the corner, so that's well fielded by her.
Paddled back, no run, paying much respect to a good delivery.
Was a good delivery. She's gone 1 for -1 there, Kat, so she'd be happy with that. And this pair are 4. We're now in the final over.
And you'd have a deeper understanding than myself. I can only go by the stats, but you've been around the environment of these 17 and under girls games. A general average score or where it's been at? Any thoughts or feelings on that? We haven't really discussed that in the commentary boxes of yet, so your insights would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, look, either team here can score 100 plus and easily defend it with the bat or the ball. I think it's going to come down to today to who's probably going to be able to finish and do those 1%ers that we always talk about and be clinical in the field. I think that's going to be the key for both of these teams, because there's a couple of New South girls that they can kind of get found out without being disrespectful, but It's whether those teams actually pick up on that. So it's picking your spots to give it a good hit.
Oh, drop the
mix
bat.
up. Another direct hit there.
Well, you just wonder if Olivia Fanning would have been best to not worry about the bat and just keep running and make her ground. We'll see if it would have made any difference here on the replay. Catch her on the right of screen. She runs through, drops her bat. Precious seconds going back to pick it up.
Oh, well fielded there. That could be critical.
Yeah, it could be, and
with some of the girls' games too, Gary, it's kind of been that one pair that's been the crux of the game. So if you can keep a pair to negative or 0, that can be a bit of a game changer.
yeah, and that's that fall from Olivia Fanning. So we watch the replay of that ball just going past the off stump. Yeah, she was like a newborn baby deer on ice. She was slipping and sliding and falling.
Going everywhere. Good effort down front there by Hayley Landy.
Sharp fielding in the front court. My goodness, Acacia Davies. She is all over that Burleigh Seacombe indoor cricket ball. And who's coming in next for New South Wales Metro?
So we've got Hancock and McCormack, two solid batters here for New South. McCormack can hit the ball relatively hard.
And she's got a pretty healthy run average.
Yeah, 17.9. So you'd be wanting to either keep her off strike and make Hancock deal with a fair bit of it, because she looks the weaker of the pair, with no disrespect. But, you know, it's finals time. Anything can happen.
And quite often you'll see a pairing like that if there is a weaker batsman. And again, no disrespect, it's just the tail of the tape. That's what we see in front of us. Ebony Hancock's got an average of 8. And Kristen McCormack's got an average of 17.9. So there's quite a differential between the two.
And McCormack's quite a fierce competitor as well. You always know when she's in a game.
She's a mega fiery, yep.
I like to see a little bit of aggro out there.
Yeah, nah, she's got it for sure.
Oh, that's a great pill.
Yep, very much very similar to a Liam Zammit, the Masters New South Wales player. Boy, when he gets out there, he, as they say, gets white line fever. That man is all about winning and doing everything he can, and he gets pumped and then comes off the court and
nicest play. He's a teddy bear.
He won't like me saying this, but he is a daffodil in the fields, I'm telling you.
I don't know about daffodil, but there's an opportunity there. Oh, good effort there by the girls. And I think some of that's the key part with the girls' game too, is the second effort. We see the boys fling their bodies around so freely, and the girls sometimes are a little bit, soft, for the want of a better term. But especially the last couple of years, we've really seen them develop and actually go for that second effort ball, which is good.
Punched right back down the ground.
Maddie White's put a bit of doubt in the batters' minds here in their first over. They're a little bit hesitant whether to swing or just block. Oh, mix up. Out. Third ball, was it, Gary?
I don't think it was.
Maybe it was just a stump. Oh. Well done, Jade Anthony.
Did you like that play?
I did like that. She's a beautiful little player. I've seen her come through the last few years. It's great to see these girls, all of them, just develop and become absolute, keen. Well fielded there by Kat.
Well, talking about players throwing themselves around the court, Kat Jomini, the captain there for Victoria, doing exactly just that. Flying away to her right-hand side to stop that cricket ball from careering into the 5 net.
Yep. McCormack does like to drive the ball, so that'll be critical that they cut that ball off wherever they can, keep it off the nets, make them run.
And you are dead right with what you say. McCormack really does like to drive. I'm absolutely sure the Victoria Blue have done their homework and would be aware of that. And exactly on that, look exactly what they're doing here, the Victorians. They're bringing their sweeper more straighter and bringing her back. She's getting a bit lost in traffic out there, is Hayley Ferris. She doesn't know if she's Arthur or Martha.
Yeah, she's just doing a little bit of a disco dance, I think. Just, keeping it real. Oh, out. Well done there. Good follow-up on the bowling there by Hayley Landy.
Well, New South Wales feel that perhaps the ball wasn't grabbed by the wicketkeeper, and our good friends at Sportscast, the broadcast partners, will show us exactly what happened. Perhaps the ball came out of their hands once the wickets were taken. We will see. Yeah, I'm very happy with that decision. It may have looked as though they didn't have the ball, but New South Wales, in hindsight, will look back on this game, and I'm sure we'll be in agreement. So that's a great call by umpire Craig DeCast.
It's not an easy job up there, Gary. I've tried it once and failed miserably.
You tried it once and then that was the end, eh?
When I was over in New Zealand with the boys, they told me thank you, but please stick to food and logistics.
Was this for a training run that they were having, was it?
Yeah, luckily.
So even a training run and they still give you the punt. That's a bit rough.
I know. There was no food provided that day for them. They all got told.
Yes. And look, it's an interesting insight and perspective that you raised, and it wouldn't have been something that I would have considered when you were talking about the facilities here, the parking and the availability of training areas for your players. It's something that not a lot of folks would be thinking about, but it's awfully important to the running of a team, isn't it?
Yeah, so you've got, obviously your pre-game warm-ups, because sometimes games run over, just the way it goes at Nationals. You don't always get the ability to warm up on court. So being able to have somewhere that you can do a really good warm-up and likewise really good warm-down and recovery is absolutely critical to managing a team from a player management point of view, from injury management as well, because I know the trainers have had a dedicated room this year, which has been excellent. And, those guys work overtime as well, especially I know that our guys in Queensland have had 2 between all of the teams. So it's critical that we help that team wherever we can. As Hayley Landy gets 1 for 1, she'd be happy with that, the little Landy. Shout out to her dad, Tony, for cooking the Queensland girls some beautiful pulled pork. It's a bit of a tradition now. Yeah.
I might have to make sure I'm hanging around when that happens next time.
Yeah, Hayley played for us in under-14s in Dubbo for Queensland, so it's now a standard staple. Whenever I manage a team at juniors, Tony cooks me pulled pork.
Sounds like a good friend to have.
It was very good, but we all support each other, which is it's one big cricketing family in the girls. It's awesome.
So a little wide and a little short by Hayley Ferris, and expertly put away indeed by Emily Hancock.
She's done well there. So he's just pointing out a few more changes to the field.
Yeah, we've got a first guard coming to a leg side sweep, and the wicket keeper's been replaced.
Do you think that would be because of who's bowling, or just maybe a little bit of pressure up the court?
Well, I think you'll find as that ball's just right into the poor old wicket keeper, sitting there minding her own business, and cops a Burley Seacombe in the quad. I think you'll find that Kristen McCormack will look to take on a bowler of this calibre. Hayley Ferris does have quite a loopy and high delivery, so we see that come down and bounce. It's a great ball.
So he's getting instructions to the field to get low.
Yeah, you'll quite often see players just come in and jump willy-nilly and stay off their feet instead of actually watching the ball and sticking with it and staying low.
It's a lot harder to react. Third ball here, Gary.
Yes, and for those who might be unfamiliar with our sport, what's that all about?
So the score needs to progress. So there's been 2 dot balls, and the non-striker has to not hesitate. Otherwise, it's instantaneously out. The striker, however, can hold their spot. That
they can, yes.
I believe.
Yes, the non-striker just has to make forward progress towards the strikers. Then they're allowed to slow down or speed up, that's okay. But once they really kind of stop and prop and become a pot plant in the middle of the court or go to turn back, that's when it's curtains for that particular delivery. And
well played there by McCormack.
Yeah, it's a good shot. That's a more of a controlled, measured approach by McCormack. You do often see her go the back with those drives, as already talked about, as the crowd start to find out that you can use your feet on the stadium, and it creates a bit of a ruckus.
Yeah, it's only taken them 12 overs, but
Yeah, they certainly found it in the 21s and Opens games last week in the Lord Taverner Shield. I can assure you, boy, oh boy, was it loud in this place.
oh, it was unbelievable last week. Some of those finals. Oh, keep it off the nets. Well fielded.
And that's important when you set a field and the play comes off. You don't want to be fumbling and bumbling and having Vaseline sandwiches for breakfast and slipping the ball off into the nets. Oh, how is that missed?
Anyone's game.
And that it is. It's one of the funny things about indoor cricket. The score can go backwards at a rapid rate, particularly when you've got a bowler of this calibre. Erin Carroll.
She's had a blinder this tournament.
As if...
And there's not a lot of lefties. Sorry, Gary.
No, you're right.
Not a lot of lefties around, so it's actually good to see.
Yeah, we love our lefties. Again, good fielding in the front court. Has a bit of a look and not given out by umpire Craig DeCast. I was just about to say, as if female indoor cricket in Victoria couldn't get any stronger, and you see all these ladies or young girls out here. Well, I'll call them ladies.
Young ladies.
They're, some of them will be turning 18 very shortly. Chance if she hits and misses. Well, that's awfully close there. Maddie White just missing the stumps. You know, you look at the Open Victorian side at the moment, you're looking at people greats like Nicole Martin, Bryony Polkinghorne, Tamsin Wright, Danielle Montague. And you look at some of the talent coming through and it's just like, oh, when will it end, Victoria? Jeez.
Yeah, it's excellent for female indoor cricket, full stop, that we've got such a wealth of talent coming through. I know I saw Cindy Cross sticking around earlier in the week, the current 21s Australian coach, having a look and seeing what's coming through, which is great from her.
Yeah, it surely is, and recently inducted into the Indoor Cricket Hall of Fame.
Congratulations, Crossy. Well deserved.
Absolutely, herself and Ross Collins.
Oh, excellent. Was that announced at the dinner on Saturday night?
That it was.
Excellent.
Yep, so Cindy Cross and Ross Collins added to the illustrious list, including Donna Dolby, Ross Gregory and David Shepley.
David Shepley.
Yeah, he's been around for a little while.
A little while. I was just sitting with him in the room that shall not be named, that's beautiful and warm, having a bit of a chat. And he's done a great job the last 2 weeks, to be fair, as tournament director. Everything runs smoothly. He's been calling for a super over, though, which is new this year. They're trialling it, so... But we're all telling him not to be talking so crazy. Our hearts can't cope with that anymore.
Well, there was a junior championships at Morford Vale, and I'm not very good with remembering years and games and things of that nature. As New South Wales country, and possibly, I'm not going to say who just in case I got it wrong, but James Groves was the official, and it went to a mini game. And mini games do tend to take quite some time. Got a little bit excited there. I thought a wicket was on the cards. So
did I.
From a tournament director's perspective, I think a super overs are certainly a welcomed addition. It'll take much less time, and things can move on and progress throughout the tournament.
And there's been a few mini games at Masters, and they're just too hectic.
Yeah, they are. Particularly at the end of a long week for Masters, they're being held together by sticky tape and blue tack, and you ask them to play extra overs at the end.
You can find.
Oh dear. Two on the leg side, not bowling to a field on this occasion.
Good effort off the bowling there.
Almost a beautiful result. Yeah, you do often see fielders do a pretty good job off their own bowling. They're funny like that, bowlers.
Yeah, they get a little...
They tend to have a bit of pep in their step. Make sure they get to the yellow burley seeker ball. Hit back.
Chance there by Kat.
And that should be called 3. We'll wait for the call. Everyone's looking. I missed it. I didn't see the score go up. Obviously, it's only been given 1.
Correct. Oh.
So the officials missed that one. We'll see if it could be too far gone for our incredible team at Sportscast to bring it back. I don't want to put any undue pressure on them. I often do. But at the end of the games, they yell at me. They say, hey, Lowy.
No one would yell at you,
Lowy, we
Lowy.
love what you're doing with the talk, mate, but can you just leave the the visual stuff and the actual delivery of the broadcasting to the professionals.
Professionals? Do we have professionals?
Oh, we do. Sportscast, they are the bee's knees. They are...
Fabulous. 2 weeks of rock and solid.
I was going to say ducks and something that rhymes with ducks, but I obviously can't do that. Chance must be close. Well, I'll tell you what, New South Wales, they can't be too upset. That's a real 50-50 call that's gone their way. Sure, they may have missed out on that 3 earlier on, but...
runs his runs at this point, Gary.
Yeah, that was pretty close. Happy either way.
Happy either way.
We'll be seeing Chris Griffin coming back in to the commentary box at the end of this inning, so we'll certainly enjoy our time with Miss Delwood. You're in a Dell.
Yes.
But I just like calling you Dell or Della.
Yeah.
Is that normal? Or is that just a me thing? Or what's going on?
That's
okay.
most people. So my younger brother used to call me Della, so I've just kind of kept that going.
Adele seems too formal for you.
Very formal.
Yeah.
Very formal. I know when I'm in trouble when my mother calls me Adele.
Oh, red hot water. Gee, you would have heard that pretty common when you were growing up then, I'd imagine,
yeah.
would you?
No, Gary, I was a perfect child.
Well, swing and a miss. Oh, and still, well, here we go. Another appeal. This is all happening here at the moment. Very obscure things happening on this indoor cricket court.
They're definitely putting the pressure on the batsmen here and, you know, making them second-guess their decisions.
Well, we'll see if that New South Wales batter did come out of their crease. Perhaps a bit later. They've got out the 9 iron.
Oh.
Victoria, well, they're missing some chances here.
You wonder if it's a little bit of fatigue towards the end of the week or just maybe trying a little too hard.
Yeah, I think sometimes as well you get into the big game like this, sometimes the nerves might get the better of you. You don't play your natural kind of game.
Oh, she's given that a hit.
That's as natural as it gets. That's just God-given talent. Good shot there by Jade Errington.
Pair on 21 here, Gary, so good discipline here from the final pair as they head into the last over. And they've got Jade Anthony, the keeper.
You can see in the background behind Alexandra Bull, a very full, a very packed grandstand here at Casey Stadium. Indoor cricket just doesn't get any better.
Oh, beautiful ball.
Anthony at the top of her mark. Using the feet very well.
Good effort.
Gee, she had to get her skates on quite quickly there, did Jade Errington. What do you make of the Victorian fielding this innings?
It's not as sharp as I've seen during the week, but they've grabbed plenty of wickets. They're keeping this side to 75, so that's well bowled there by Anthony. So I think they've probably done enough in the field. I don't want to call it though. Like I said, there's girls on both teams I like. And
yeah, no, I'm
going to be a fence sitter.
We'll be setting the men in the white coats with the butterfly nets to collect you if you start making those kind of calls too early.
Oh, bold. She loves it, Jade Anthony.
Well, the playcricket.com.au replay, and you can see middle stump.
Ooh.
Straight through like chicken vindaloo, my goodness. Didn't look like missing.
She's bowled well this week too, Jade. Oh, opportunity. 5 off that one.
Well, it kind of started off as chance for a catch, and then it wasn't, then keep it off the net, and then it was 5. So that had a bit of everything in it, that play, and careering into the back net for 5 runs. New South Wales will take that. Cut away for 2.
Oh. I think that's nicked the stump, Gary, because it's flashing, but the bails haven't come off.
No, it's a faulty bail.
Oh.
Because it did it to me the other day as well. And I got very upset at the faulty bail. And Chris Griffin, who's about to come in the commentary box, told me to relax and stop worrying about the faulty bail. But
this would never do that to you.
It really, you've just poke the angry bear. So, look, before you do depart us of your company, obviously we want to wish you all the very best for your international duties. I've commentated with you previously before and spoke very highly to your advocacy for what you do.
Thanks, Gary.
You certainly always put the team first, and the winning of that team is certainly a part of what you do out there to get them across the line, because, mate, they can't do it without you.
No, thank you. And keep going with that Yellow Ball podcast.
Oh, yes.
To it.
Good on you, baby. Drop that Yellow Ball podcast. Cricket Australia get angry at me every time I put in unofficial sponsors of the game. So, whack in Yellow Ball podcast.
Yellow Ball podcast. I listen to it weekly. I wait for my little update to come through and listen to it on the car.
Proudly supported by Cricket Australia. So, of course, you do go. You can find it on Wishka, Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Before you do go, give us who you think's going to win before Chris Griffin jumps back in here.
Oh, I don't know.
Water pistol to your head. You got to answer.
Vix.
Oh, I can't believe she actually said. No, I'm just kidding, mate. I'm mucking around and having a bit of fun.
I'm still reeling from the State of Origin loss, so I can't go for New South Wales.
Aren't we all, baby?
But look, if it's good cricket, cricket's the winner, Gary.
Certainly so. Well, thank you very much, Del Wood, for popping on by. It was a pleasure to have your company. And we look forward to you next time when you come in the box.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
So while we have the changeover, a big special thanks to Adele Wood. I really can't speak highly of her efforts. She really does so much for the teams that she represents and manages. And when we say that it's a team sport, it's not just for the 8 players that's on the court, it's the support staff and all the sub players, and it really makes the difference. And Chris Griffin comes back in, and it's a pleasure to have your company, mate. Maybe you can talk us through the next handful of overs as we get underway.
I just pushed down leg side for 2 runs. I was just at the back of the commentary box, and you wouldn't happen to be going on about that bail again, would you, Gary Lowe?
Oh, mate. Oh, look. You've done it again, mate. Look at it. It's just there. In a previous broadcast, folks, I was really upset about this bail. And you can see it there. At the moment, it's the top. Of course, it's the top. That's where the bails live. But the left bail at the striker's end, it's there flashing.
So what happened last night was the right bail. So what's happened is that they flipped the
off.
stumps.
There's been a dismissal. And maybe at the end of the over we can get a bit of a zoom in on that bail.
It would be a distracting thing for the wicketkeeper to deal with, though. So,
well, I asked for a Royal Commission, an inquiry, a deep dive into what's going on with that bail. Brianna Binch, there it is. You can see it. Top left bail. Flashing away.
Played flat into the leg side, no run. And it's going to be a difficult task for New South Wales Metro to contain Victoria. They've hit some big scores during this week, but when you've got 77 on the board, all you can do is do your best to manage that and defend that. It is a final, so scoreboard pressure is a thing to consider as well. You can see a big inside edge. A little bit of luck going in the way of the Victorians. Fuller delivery, hit hard and flat. Non-strikers, very tight call. The non-striker went on a bit of an adventure there, Gary Lowe. Packed her bags,
I wonder
climbed a mountain.
Sure did. I wonder why there was such a requirement from McCormack to wind up as much as she did. She might have been a bit better served playing a little bit of darts and just pinging it back, and then she hurled it down to the striker's end. And
yeah, a big difference with indoor cricket. Sorry, Gary. Indoor cricket and outdoor cricket throwing. Indoor cricket is very much about how quick you can get the ball in hands, clean, and how quick you can release it, because that time difference when you load up makes a dramatic impact in whether you're able to execute a run out.
Well, she threw it back down to the striker's end and almost decapitated poor old Erin Carroll, but head is firmly on top of the shoulders. I can confirm everything's okay.
Play just softly there for 1. Sarah Turner with the ball in hand, the off spinner. As we mentioned in a previous broadcast, great name for a spinner, Turner.
Yeah, we do love it.
Well flighted delivery, but hit hard. Good paddle shot. Erin Carroll showing just how good she can be with the bat in hand as well as having the ball. For the delivery, big turning delivery. Half a chance at the top end. Throw off the mark. This is an okay start here from New South Wales Metro, but the 1 wicket within the next 6 or so balls would go a long way to helping them defend the smaller total. Another great shot there from the left-handed Carroll. Always difficult to adjust as a spinner to your left-hand, right-hand combinations. Just bowling in behind the legs. Called no ball for the front foot. Cardinal sin for a spinner to be doing a front foot.
Look,
no
it
ball.
is, you know, it's you can easily fix that up. Not coming in at any real great rate of knots.
Played just behind square for 1. That's the end of the second over. It says Victoria on 15. A solid start.
Yeah, and I suppose we haven't had a bit of a discussion since you've arrived at the 77 score by New South Wales Metro. Do you see that about right, a sniff under where it should be, a bit over?
Yeah, I think par for this competition was about 100. We talk about finals pressure though. You can probably see 85 or 90, but for me, very much under the par and what they need. But as we mentioned earlier, for New South Wales Metro, that's what they've got. That's what they've got to work with.
Yeah.
And if they're going to win it, that's what they've got to defend.
Yep, very true. Very close to being a no ball off the pitch there. Just catching a bit of the black. Makes life very easy for the umpire with the yellow burley sequin ball contrast with the black pitch. At the back of the court here, we see the New South Wales Metro Blues coaching staff. Andrew Harris. Of course, be remiss of us not to make mention of assistant coach Tony Panicasio.
Full toss, worked into the leg side just for 2. We've seen a lot of it this week in all divisions for the juniors, bowling their spinners with the new ball. Something that worked really well for the Victorian under-17s boys last night, which we saw. Interested to see the thoughts behind that and whether the opening batters would just prefer the pace and that's why they're there and they're looking to counter that, or whether that's a specific weakness, whether that's something that's in the pitch.
Yeah, quite often it is good when you have the ball coming onto the bat. You don't have to create that bat speed. You can kind of just poke and prod it and the ball springs away.
Picked up there at cover. Good throw to the back. But just 1 run. And that wicket for New South Wales Metro becomes key now. They need to get themselves into the game, turn the momentum in their favour. Fuller delivery again, low full toss, driven hard, throw at the stumps and all ends up. That is a great throw and that is the wicket that they need. New South Wales Metro will build from here.
Yeah, it was good because she had plenty of opportunity there, Sarah Turner. She kind of waited as we watched the replay. You could see her turn, line up the stumps and throw them down. Didn't get overawed by the gravity of the situation. She looks like she's carrying some finger concerns as well because there's a lot of tape and strapping on her right hand.
It'll be the captain, Kristen McCormack. She'll take the 4th over.
Yeah, this could get really wild here. How
Leading
fast?
edge, upish. Oh, and there it is. There's another run out. Terrific. Davis left short once again. We said they would take the momentum, and New South Wales Metro, they're doing just that.
Yeah, no surprises that once Kristen McCormack comes in, some wickets begin to tumble. We talked about what kind of impact she can have. It seems the injury the other day has had no effect on her. And you can see direct hits, don't they just look absolutely stunning.
And that's a coach's dream. As soon as you've got that chance, half a catching chance, you've got to finish the play regardless. It doesn't matter what's happened. Ignore that and actually just pick the ball up very calmly, threw down the stumps. Good technique.
So Angelina Genford getting some kind of assistance over here in the side. She seems to be okay. She dawdles on back to her position there at second guard or cover position.
McCormack shorter and wider. Good solid shot for 2 from Carroll. Well, the captain McCormack having an instant impact in this game and shows what kind of quality player she can be. Top edge, unlucky. It's just taken the inside of that door, Gary Lowe. and comes straight back at the keeper.
Yeah, one of the funny things about indoor cricket, you know, some have got the zips, some have got the flaps. The ball plays differently off them.
Coming around the wicket now. Short and wide again, just one run. But yeah, that's always a difficult one because the keeper, more often than not, instructed to stay with their stumps. But should she have chased in hard, she might have had an opportunity to take a catch. Played flat, good pick up on the leg side. Throw not quite quick enough though. And you can see Davis, she doesn't want to get run out again. No, she hit the turf.
You could tell that time she's like, well, I'm not getting done 3 for 3. Well, a direct hit would have had her gone. Dive or not.
A bit of extra bounce there from McCormack, whether that was a variation or not. But that sees this Victorian blue pair finish on 17. And I'll see each pair coming in, they'll need roughly just over 20 to get to the total. For these girls, it's been a very long week that cannot be underestimated. Most of them playing in the excess of 10 games across 7 days, very trying on the body. That's why we have our physios and all the people in the yellow and the orange jackets around to look after them throughout the course of the tournament.
Yeah, they're not fire wardens. They're the people that look after the players out on the court, and Angelina Genford, they're just getting some assistance in the way of a contact lens.
There you go, that would be a vital piece, being able to see the ball.
Very handy indeed.
See Jade Errington, I believe it is, coming to the back of the court. She'll be bowling your 5th over.
It looks like Kat Jomini down there on strike, and Briley Barker's at the non-striker's end.
That was a good start. Well on the money, angling into the body. On the mark again, just slightly down leg side. Easy paddle for 2. Outside off there. Oh, inside edge. That could have gone anywhere. Just not getting across to that ball outside off to play it into the offside. And there it is. See a bit of a fielding error at the back, but not taken. And that'll bring 3rd ball. See if they're able to maintain the same line and length, missing everything outside off so far. Goes there again, but makes the adjustment. Not quite with the feet, but gets over the top of the ball and plays it down for 2. Shorter delivery, played flat to off guard. Good solid call and no. As we see a big dive there to make the ground from Briley Barker. Just 4 off that over, Gary Lowe, and that's a decent start for New South Wales Metro, but they've got to continue to build the pressure and hopefully get the job done early so they can bring the game into the last over.
Yeah, well, that's right. One of the benefits of batting second, of course, is you know exactly what you need to score. So should they have been posting a total, maybe they're thinking, oh, is 4 enough? Or we don't know. So many questions. But at least when you're chasing 77, you're on 21 at the moment, 4 off that over. That's pretty acceptable.
And it's Genford at the back of the court. Just a slight delay. Call of play not uttered by Craig DeCast, our umpire. Push down leg side. I've been watching Genford throughout the week. She gets a lot of pace out of her action. Sort of just ambles in. Big, tall action. Good solid shot for 2 on the leg side. Short delivery into the body, played upish into that leg side. One of the things about indoor cricket, when the ball does pass you, it comes straight back, Gary Lowe. Turn those feet and be in position to take the catch.
Yeah, always be ready That's certainly the name of the game in this format of cricket, no doubt about that.
Just one run there as the ball's worked from the offside into the corner. Better delivery there from Genford. Really attacking that off-stump line, getting an outside edge. This will be the last ball of the Genford over. And that's a great delivery to finish. Just pushing down leg slightly, but hitting that gap on the inside, called fair. And I don't think, number 8, if you're a Victorian fan, you'd be happy for that, with Genford looking a little bit dangerous. Slightly getting it wrong, but just some good bowling all round. But there's going to have to be a good set of fielding to back that up.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And, you know, looking at the scoreboard, which reads as 29, 17 from the first skin, 12 from the second skin, for a 29 total that we have here in the centre.
Alexandra Bull with the ball. She bowled some vital overs in our previous live stream game, so she's able to produce some wickets. Big full delivery, hit straight back. That'll be a third ball situation. Big moment for New South Wales Metro.
Yeah, no doubt they'd certainly love to convert a couple of these third ball opportunities as they present. 2 on the leg side here.
Pushed outside off. Keeper has fumbled it. That is a perfect line for third ball, taking the ball away from the batsman, but unable to execute the play.
And that is not ideal. You know, they've done everything right there and scored through to the keeper, but just at the last moment stumbled.
That's a solid shot there, down up on the offside. Barker able to make it easily through to the other end. Fuller delivery called wide. And for Victoria in chasing this, they still have their leading run scorer in Jade Anthony in the bank to come in one of the next 2 pairs. So that's an ace up the sleeve for the Victorian coach. Good ball, squaring up the batter. Full delivery and solid shot. Classic indoor cricket. 2 runs on the offside from Jomini.
Yeah, they're beginning to build nicely here. Jomini on 10, Barker on 9. Of course, simple maths will tell you that equals 19. 36 the total, chasing 78 to win if you've just joined the broadcast. You're watching Victoria Blue taking on the New South Wales Metro Blues in the 17 and under girls grand final here at the 2019 Indoor Cricket National Championships. The voice that you're hearing is Gary Lowe, and my good friend and colleague sitting next to me is Chris Griffin, taking us through all the action here. And it looks as though it'll be Ebony Hancock.
Good bit of fielding there. That was tight. That is reaching out, turn and throw. Good effort. Just slightly missing the mark.
And 6 players, including the fielder, all come together for a short huddle to congratulate on that fielding effort. So it does show. Oh, there's a multiplier. I've told you, Chris. I've taken that saying, mate. I love it. It's good. The no ball plus the additional runs. So wides and leg sides. Generally, it's just the wide and leg side unless the wicketkeeper fumbles it. But a no ball, more often than not, the striker will get some bat on it and get some extra runs. You've created a new buzzword in indoor cricket, Chris Griffin.
I'm actually interested to see whether they elected to re-bowl that delivery. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look. Yeah, another ball has been withheld, so it's still 4 balls remaining in this over. Good little bit of sportsmanship and a cheer from the crowd as New South Wales Metro fielder helps tie a shoe.
I think she might have tied both shoes together though, mate, if you have a closer inspection.
Well, she made it down the other end safely, so I think there's no foul play. Now, this is a big moment in this game, this second pair for Victoria Blue. New South Wales Metro had all the momentum, and they've had some disciplined batting, and you can see it once again. The captain, Jomini, steadying the ship. It's outside off and another solid shot. So there's a danger period here. 31 for this pair with 1 ball remaining. More than halfway towards the total. Fuller delivery, hit hard into the leg side. Always difficult to make a play. That'll see Victoria Blues pair finish on 33, the total of 50. Just 28 more runs for victory. But this is indoor cricket. Neg 5s for wickets. The game is always alive, and we'll see what pressure comes on Maddie White and Hayley Landy as they come into the third pair.
Yeah, look, if you're wearing a sky blue jersey, that's exactly what you did not want. 33s just far too many. You know, if we look at the New South Wales Metro batting card, 37, 4, 11, 25. So New South Wales did also get a big total up in that kind of mid-30 realm, but they also threw in a sneaky 4 and a sneaky 11. So now, unfortunately for New South Wales, they're going to have to try and do the same to Victoria. And to restrict a Victorian batting partnership to 4 or less than 10 is a mighty ask. Undefeated Victoria Blue. Let's not forget that in the round robin stages. 9 from 9. Clean sweep.
And that's a solid start. 2 on the offside. And yeah, that pair of 4 for New South Wales Metro, that's the key one that stands out for me. And Victoria Blue, if they can just produce 2 solid pairs, no low scores, they should see them on the way. As we see an outside edge and a chance. There it is, the first wicket. That is exactly what New South Wales Metro needed to get back in this game. And they will continue to put on the pressure of this third pair.
Yeah, reading it quite comfortably off the net as we watch the replay, thanks to playcricket.com.au. Take the floor and play indoor. Very good grab, getting up nice and tall. Both ends on the ball.
And that's just the equivalent of fielding in the slips for indoor cricket.
The old adage, 1 breeds 2. You often see a second wicket fall in quick succession. We'll watch very intently to see if that occurs.
Outside off, play and miss. Big appeal, and there it is. There's the 1 breeds 2. Gary Lowe, Nostradamus calling the stumping. Tremendous efforts here from New South Wales Metro.
Even a broken watch is right twice a day, brother. You know what I'm saying? But that's good stuff there from New South Wales. And again, as we see some movers and groovers from Victoria dancing along to the resident DJ here, they really love it, the tunes. It's pretty good stuff, but not only is the action happening off the court with the dancing, it's all happening on it.
This pair for Vic Blue, now -6. They'll have to maintain this pressure, New South Wales Metro, to get themselves back in the game.
You know, and we're looking at Hayley Landy, who averages 12.13, and then you also look at Maddie White, who's averaging 10.57. So you're looking at a mid-20 skin. But at the moment, they're down on -4. So maybe this is the skin that we were talking about, the one that needed to be quite low. Less than 10, maybe this is the one.
Shorter delivery outside off, bread and butter, 2 runs. And yeah, maybe it might be. But as we mentioned earlier, Jade Anthony, leading run scorer for Victoria, she's still yet to come in. But with that pressure in the final and the final 4 overs, being a grand final, who knows?
Grand finals certainly do funny things. We've seen many a team stumble at the final hurdle, and let's not forget these young ladies are 17 and under. Junior players do have the tendency sometimes to crack. God love them, bless their cotton socks, but it does happen. Well, it happens to the best of us. It happens to open players indeed. There's
no doubt about that. Happens to all. This
not be too critical.
Pressure environment. Again, big change between the 2 deliveries. One of the stronger bowlers here for New South Wales Metro, so potentially just attacking and trying to keep this pair down. No ball off the pitch. Just trying to push this through. Just needs to take a breath, relax, just find her spot. No ball off the pitch again. Going around the wicket now. Too much width. Forward delivery, just beats the outside edge. But again, fit a very dangerous bowler, and Vic Blue, this pair have managed to score a few runs off her. So that is a good sign if you're a Victorian fan.
Yeah, it's been an interesting little stanza of play here, isn't it? New South Wales Metro 77 is again talking about those movers and groovers. There they are, some of them, the New South Wales contingent. The DJ's obviously playing some very good tunes. Gee, some of those moves, I don't know if this is PG. I don't know if some of those moves are allowed to be on a broadcast like this. Woo! But yes, New South Wales Metro getting back to the indoor cricket. 77. Victoria Blue
has a big turning delivery from Turner, and that brings up third ball.
They're right on the cusp here. You feel it could go either way. A couple of wickets, I feel, is on the horizon for New South Wales. They've been building nicely.
A fumble.
And again, that's twice that's happened, and it's enough to send you batty. I don't want to overuse a regular term, but it is a coach killer, that one.
And that just proves how vital the receivers, such as McCormack at the back and the keeper, are to your fielding efforts in indoor cricket. Yeah, Sarah Turner, some big turning deliveries. It's lots of flight up over the eye line. Difficult to play. Either come forward and meet it on the meet it just before it bounces, or play way back. Big flight of delivery once again. It's worked for one. And that's dropped short, played solidly into the leg side for 3 runs. That's a big comeback after being -6. We'll see the pair back up to 11. Matty White leading the way with 11 of those runs.
Yeah, they're starting to surge ahead here, Victoria Blue. I still think New South Wales Metro have got a wicket or two in them. Whether it's going to be enough, we're not too sure. Gee, those boys are going to love rewatching this live stream, aren't they? Broadcast coast to coast, more well known than butter and toast, those boys will be. But I feel that New South Wales have got a wicket or two in them. I do, but it's just going to be a matter of whether it's enough. They're going to need 3 wickets, 4 wickets
in the leg
before
side.
This game's done.
2 runs. Yeah, it is a matter of wickets. You've got to have some attacking fields. Bowl at that stump-to-stump line. Do your best to make all the dismissals in your favour. That's great contact there on the offside. You talk about bowling stump to stump, that's something that Bull's done throughout the tournament. Played flat for 2 runs. And that sees Victoria Blue just 11 runs short of the New South Wales Metro total. Big Fuller delivery and called no ball, and that's worked its way into the 3 net, Gary Lowe.
Yeah, and that's going to be costly. The ball's going to be re-bowled, and they've scored 5 runs from it, and mark that down in the black book as a real game changer. That one delivery changes everything, and that one could have too if it went ahead. New South Wales, gee, they've been close. They've been so close to taking that wicket, but to this point, to this time, it still continued to elude them.
Push down leg side, and that'll be another rebowl delivery. For a pair that was -6, they were definitely let off the hook by New South Wales Metro. Now sitting on 26 and just 2 runs shy of what they need.
Yeah, let them off the hook in the biggest way.
And there it is again, another leg side. It's that finals pressure. Always difficult bowling the last over with all the consequences if you do miss your mark. It's a better delivery, just sneaks inside that leg side line. Fair ball. And push down leg side again. This is always a situation every indoor cricketer, I believe, has had to go through.
Yeah.
You just got to take a breath, recalculate, manage to find the spot. Oh, that's a great comeback. Call of yes, bit of danger. Throw to the wrong end. And that'll see Victoria Blues pair that was on -6 finish on a 31 skin. That is a game changer, Gary Lowe.
Yeah.
4 runs ahead of the total.
Hayley Landy, Maddie White, absolutely take a bow. What you've just done there is almost secure a win for Victoria. We won't write off New South Wales just yet, but 3 runs ahead, 4 runs ahead, moving into the final batting partnership. Let off the hook, well, that's an understatement of a lifetime. Had him on the rack at -6, and that was the partnership where we thought that, okay, well, it needs to be kept down under 10. As we go back to the peanut gallery over there, the top left of our screen. I love those fellas. They need to get on X Factor or Australia's Got Talent or something. That's the next dance troupe.
The next step. This could launch their career, Gary.
Oh, look, it could be. Strange things have happened in this world. So
there it is. That's a
big
wicket. That's a good start, as you say, for what New South Wales Metro need to do. They'll have to make this pair finish in the negatives to win this game.
Well, I called that it would need to be 3, probably 4 wickets. In hindsight, I think they're going to need to take 4 wickets, so there's 1 of 3. Well, can Erin Carroll start pulling some rabbits out of the hat? It's going to be a dead ball because the batters have tried to pull a Swifty on umpire Craig DeCast. Down at the striker's end is Hayley Ferris. Nice to get
Outside.
back down there.
There it is. Great shot up into the springs.
Ebony Hancock, right arm over the wicket. Too short, too wide, put away. Every delivery's got to be right on the money. It is a lot to ask, we understand, but New South Wales to win this national championships, it's what must be done. Change up delivery, that's good, but still, even better batting.
And New South Wales Metro making a change. No wicket keeper in, 2 on each side. Down and up. 2 runs on the leg side.
Well, just from the start here from Jade Anthony and Hayley Ferris, things are looking pretty grim for New South Wales Metro because these 2 Victorians have come out and other than that first wicket, the remaining shots, the remaining 5 have all been extraordinarily solid as they progress past the total. Hayley Ferris on 6, Jade Anthony on -1. So 5 is the batting partnership. 86 the total.
And for New South Wales Metro, it's just a matter of going all-out attack. Those backcourt fielders that'll be right there on the crease line come into the front court, do their best to try and make a play. You now see a big change in the field and the keeper return. It'll be Olivia Fanning bowling the 14th over.
Fanning taking 7 for 115 from her 10 overs. And again, Victoria Confidence growing with every shot. They can score 2 more runs. They'll be more than 2 wickets in front of the New South Wales total. And there they are now. They're not quite there yet, but it's getting close, Chris.
Yeah, and for now, they just need to keep rotating that strike, not absorb the dot balls, and that should see them get home.
And let's not forget, this is certainly becoming a day for Victoria. Victoria in the under-14 girls divisions. National division, I should say, national champions. Victoria in the 15 and under boys division, national champions. We are looking right down the barrel of a 17 and under girls Victoria national champions. And with that no ball and +2, I'm going to go as far to say that they're home and host from here. I reckon it's all pretty academic. So Victoria will be, in just a few short moments' time, short of an absolute miracle. National champions for 2019, 3 from 3.
And we'll see at 2:30 p.m. it'll be the 17s boys. It'll be New South Wales Metro versus Victoria again. Victoria with an incredibly impressive effort in the semi-final last night, as we see half a chance. We saw a dominant display from that side against Queensland.
They destroyed Queensland, pulled them apart like warm bread, mate.
But New South Wales Metro were straight through the grand final by defeating Victoria. So hopefully we'll see another nice and tight matchup like we've seen for most of our grand finals. And as a commentator, that's all you want to see. You want to go right down to the last ball. And here it is, McCormack, the captain. For me, I would have bowled McCormack probably in the first over of this pair.
Yeah, exact words are about to pop out of my mouth. Yep.
When you desperately need a wickets, you look for your big fish. She is definitely a dangerous bowler. Game a little bit too far gone right now.
Yeah, because even if she does cause a bit of carnage, which she's most likely to do, by
offering a chance immediately straight there.
Like in the big scheme of things now, that it's too late for that. 5 wickets is what's needed now in order to get below the total of 77. And even then, realistically, you'd expect Victoria to score runs, so really 6 wickets. Can't expect a bowler to come on and take 6 poles from 6 pills. It's pretty tough ask.
Yeah, six wickets required in only just 10 balls. And with shots like that, they will not get close. That is an amazing shot from Jade Anthony. Just an absolute class player, showing why she's a leading run scorer for Victoria.
Well, Sue Rose, the coach, the Victoria Blue under-15 side, and assisted by Paris and Chloe Rafferty. A big hearty congratulations. Of course, Claire Haynes doing wonderful work in a managerial capacity as that ball's hit straight back down to Kristen McCormack.
Just 1 ball remaining in the penultimate over of the 17 girls final. There it is, and she's fired up. But unfortunately, I feel Gary Lowe a little bit too late in the game. See comments from Rose Jones that she should have bowled in the 3rd pair. McCormack finishes with tidy figures of 2 for 3. Lead of 22 runs for Victoria with 6 balls remaining in the match. Ross Jones, apologies.
Well, things become a bit real here for New South Wales Metro. They understand that this will be the last over not only of their tournament, but
you can see Lawler coming on. She's the leading wicket taker for New South Wales Metro. Just another player they should have used a little bit earlier.
So I was about to say she needs to possibly come on it slightly early. And look, would it have changed the outcome of the game? Maybe, we'll never know. But I think there's no doubting that the best team here in the national tournament this week has won this game. Victoria, they have won everything. It's been a dominant display all throughout the week.
New South Wales Metro, they've definitely done themselves justice. I mean, they're going to finish this game despite losing with the highest pair. So it shows how strong those first 4 overs were. Unfortunately, the batters to follow weren't able to build on their total. We talked about 100 being the mark. Victoria Blue on 103 now. And for them to prove consistent based on their statistics throughout the week, it's good for them to be able to produce under pressure.
Now let's not forget the 17 and under girls division competed by 8 teams. Very, very competitive. New South Wales Metro finishing 3rd as well, behind Queensland. So their appearance at this final in itself is a wonderful achievement.
Yeah, Queensland were a very strong outfit through the course of this tournament. A solid shot there and the celebrations.
Well, yes, the bats get dropped and the hugs commence. Victoria stream onto the court. They are now the 17 and under 2019 indoor cricket national champions. And yeah, unfortunately the emotions for New South Wales becoming all too real. It's hard at this point of time to be able to say, you know what, we've done well to get to where we are, and to be able to look positive on it. You know, it's an emotional time for all involved.
Yeah, New South Wales Metro, they've showed their stuff. They've had 3 live stream games, Gary Lowe, and they've put in some great performances, but we'll see the Victorian girls celebrate. They've been the standard bearers all week, and they are the ones taking home the trophy.
Well, as Victoria doing their sing-song, I think they'll shake hands with New South Wales, and we'll stay with the images here until that shield is produced.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for New South Wales and Victoria.
So the crowd acknowledging both teams here. A very gallant display.
And you can just see Victoria, they had 2 teams in this division, so they've definitely got some strength in the girls' divisions, and they've got a great amount of talent ready to produce and come up into that open women's side in the future.
Yeah, no doubt, and Brianna Binch is going to manoeuvre the Victorians around to get near the press gallery here at KC Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2019 champions, Victoria. Well, wonderful scenes here if you're in a navy blue shirt, and if you're in a sky blue. Again, they'll reflect upon this in the days and weeks and look back on a successful week, although not coming away, I should rephrase, with the trophy. Still a very good week. Any final thoughts from you, mate?
Just as we said, Victoria Blue solid all week, and it shows consistency is a very difficult thing for juniors to gather. They've got to trust in their skills, and they certainly deserve the title, and best of luck for them in their cricketing futures.
Yep, very well said. And of course, the final game in this year's National Championships is at 2:30 this afternoon. That's in about 37 minutes' time. That's 2:30 p.m. local time here in Victoria. New South Wales Metro taking on Victoria, and that is going to be a nail-biter. Only a couple of runs separated them last game they played in one of the semi-finals. So I'm Gary Lowe, and thanks very much to Chris Griffin for his thoughts and feelings on the game today.
Thank you for partnering,
mate, that was a crowbar for you to say goodbye to everyone, mate, and we'll see you all in just a few short minutes. Bye for now.